Okay, so it's finally officially been 3 weeks since the surgery, which means it's time to take this off. There we go. Oh. See you never. Please. So my first physio session went very well. I got on well with the physio. She was very nice and seemed really confident with what she was doing. Because it's obviously the first physio session, like we're taking it really slowly. She massaged the scar and then we did some range of motion exercises like flexion and extension of the elbow. There was actually pretty good range of motion already given that it had been like immobilized for 3 weeks. So that's quite good because she said that the elbow is often like the stiffest joint when it isn't moved regularly. And then we did pronation and supination, so like turning the forearm inwards and then outward, and then also some shoulder flexion. So all of that was like the first time moving the arm since the surgery. So I was like quite scared, but it went pretty well. So she's told me I can massage the scar at home twice a day, and I also have to do the pronation, supination at home morning and evening. That's what I'm doing in the video. Obviously not very high level exercise at this point, but obviously that's like not the aim right now. So I'm currently sat in a cafe after my physio session and I'm pretty stressed because it went quite badly. Like I had burning pain the whole time. And so exactly the same as before the surgery, so it's just hard not to panic in that case. And here I got some ice that I've just put on my arm and also some reading material, which is quite nice. And a lovely view, look at that. Hello, I'm wearing my colander, my bionic arm, because the surgeon told me I should wear it when I'm like moving outside and stuff. More like to alert people that like be careful, don't crash into me type thing. But the problem is it really hurts. Like I've noticed my tingling is worse like when I'm wearing the cast, because it's like kind of squeezing the arms and the nerves. Like I'm getting tingling in most of my fingers as well, so it's not just an ulnar nerve problem. So it's funny because like my arm's finally free, but I don't really, like I feel like I've completely forgotten how to use it. Like I can't, it's so hard to like move it. And also you probably can't see on the video, but like my wrist just like is permanently turned inwards, and I have to like really make an effort to hold it like that. And yeah, the whole arm just looks really like detached from the rest of the body. Also you can't see it on the camera, but like I've literally lost all the sort of inner forearm muscle. Like if you compare from the left to the right, normally in a tennis player you should have the right that's much bigger if you're right-handed, but for me it's the complete opposite now. So yeah, but I've been told it will come back quickly because I'm young, so fingers crossed. So like right now I'm just in a bit of an awkward state of like, most of the time I'm not wearing a sling, but my arm's just chilling here because I'm not supposed to fully extend it or fully bend it yet. But I'm like occasionally doing this sort of movement just to like, you know, loosen the joint, if you will. But yeah, it's weird because I'm like trying to use my hand for like day-to-day things, like holding really light stuff, and even then that's like super painful and my arm's just like doesn't want to do it. Like my fingers are shaking and it's like I really like just let the arm rot for 3 weeks. So yeah, it's like, it's so weird. So I just wanted to show you guys how I massage the scar, because this is a really underrated and really important part of surgery recovery, is making sure that you're moving the skin so that the tissues don't all clump together and create problems. So my physio's actually showed me how to do this, and she's also given me like a flyer explaining it. But the key is to make the skin around the scar move. You're not scrubbing the skin, you're making the skin move. And you do first like a few minutes of little circles, and then a few minutes of like up and down the length of the scar, and then again a few minutes of like side to side against the scar. And the important thing is not to pull each side of the scar apart, but just make the tissues move. So that's what I'm doing twice a day for about 8 to 10 minutes. So I'm still doing the same physio exercises as the other day, but this time I'm just going to do them sitting up. It makes it a tiny bit more difficult because you have less of the arm that's like supported by the floor. So this is just pronation and supination, again, just 20 reps twice a day. And I'll do this just after I've like massaged the skull.
Paris main character vibes. Maybe if I was in a superhero movie, this could be like, you know, the arm that gives me powers in an alternate universe. It was like proper chucking it down this morning, so I'm kind of lucky I'm not caught in the rain right now. Just come out of physio. Fashion goals. Look at this accessory. You wear this in the metro, it screams, "Don't mess with me." Guys, I'm so happy. My physio is amazing. She's like really reassuring. You know when you can just tell that someone sort of knows what they're doing, or even if they don't, they act like they do. So you actually trust them and like you feel safe. So that's really nice. And she's like really accommodating. Like I'm saying, oh, like I need 3 appointments next week, but I only have like really limited times that I'm actually free for. And she's like shuffling the schedule to accommodate me because she knows how important it is to have the sessions after a surgery. So that's like really nice. And also like we're taking things like really like step by step. So at this point she's still like, you need to sleep with the sling, don't fully extend your arm, like don't use your arm day to day. Like it's just so different to last year. Like we're being so much more careful and way more reasonable. It makes more sense. Oh guys, look, what is that? Man, today's so difficult. I had my first day at my new job and my arm was like in pain like all day. The nerve pain was so bad today. It was burning and like I was on my feet a lot, but even when I was sitting down and stuff, like it was still hurting. So I don't think it had anything to do with just being on my feet, like because I had the sling on and everything. So I think it might just be lack of sleep, and also the physio that I've done is like kind of inflaming everything. Like it's kind of normal, you know, arm was still for so long, then now we're like bending it again and just moving everything, and I'm in a lot of pain.
So today was a bit better pain-wise, but I think that's because I took the anti-inflammatories again because it was getting really bad yesterday. Haven't had physio in a couple of days, going back tomorrow, so we'll see how that goes, if we can progress anything. So yeah. Also, it's kind of sad, but I've lost so much like muscle definition in my right arm already that there wasn't much there to begin with. Outside, and now there's even less. So it's a bit of a tough pill to swallow. You know when you spend like 2 years sort of trying to get stronger in the gym, and then boom, in 3 weeks, like all the progress goes. That's fine. That's fine. Please come back, muscle.
Physio was rough today. I'm in a lot of pain. She said we needed to slow it down more because what we were doing before was hurting the nerve. So gotta do more like passive movement, which means like I have to hold my arm with my left hand whenever I do a movement. And also she told me to massage the scar less because that was sort of like pressing on the nerve as well and irritating it. So we're gonna do that for a few days, like not massage the scar and see what happens. It's just so tiring, like to still have this pain and to not feel like the sessions are like, I just left the session and I didn't feel like, oh, that helped. Like I just feel stressed now. And I know it's really gonna be like ups and downs, like tomorrow's session is probably gonna go better, but I'm just so tired and I'm just scared that I'm just not gonna get through this. Like I'm scared that it's just the pain is still gonna be there, or that the muscle flap hasn't healed properly and the surgery's gone wrong. Like there's just so much fear there, and like, you know, the last few days I've just had burning in my arm like the whole time, and I can't really look at that and think, oh, you know, that's fine, that's normal. Like that's concerning to me. So I think I'm gonna call the surgeon tomorrow and see like what he says, because it just something feels wrong. So yeah.
So just to sum up like what happened in physio today, I told her about the burning I've been having, and we basically decided that any movement we're going to do is going to be passive. Basically the difference between active and passive is like active is you're fully doing the movement, whereas passive is like someone guides you through it, so holds most of your weight for you. So this would be like, if I'm doing an active movement, I'm bending my arm, but if it's a passive movement, someone is holding my arm and like moving it in a bending motion for me. So we're gonna do just passive for a few days to see if that changes, and also massage the scar like less just during the physio session, because I've noticed when I'm like touching around the scar, like I'm getting kind of a lot of like electric shock feeling, as if I was directly touching the nerve. So yeah, but I mean, my arm feels a lot more free since physio, so I think the stuff we did there helped, and we'll just see how the passive mobilizations go. For the time being, putting the sling back on most of the day, just being really careful, and yeah, going back in tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. But anyways, that's where I'm gonna leave it for this week. I hope next week will be a bit more positive, a bit less pain, but yeah, we will see. Just gotta try and not give up and not panic, and just believe that this pain will end one day. So anyway, thanks for watching, and see you soon.